start recording so we can start the class. So yeah, guys, if you didn't attend the first Viper Algo class, it was good. That one was like an hour and a half, and again, I won't take too much of your time because we got to go over a lot of key points there. That kind of help. It's gonna help me kind of get through this one a lot faster than I did with the other one. But again, it's not to get you guys to buy these algos, it's to get you guys to try them out. And again, if you guys can try them out, you guys get discounts. So that's the beauty. I think it works hand in hand. I'm a big algo guy. I love indicators, as you guys can see. Me and Twisted Churro have been using them for years. This is why we kind of jump into all these different algos and kind of get you guys, see if we can get you guys discount prices on these things. But they're amazing, especially if you find your right strategy. And that's the whole point of these things, man. It's not to for you guys to do exactly what we do, but we bring you guys different things, try different indicators. And even I think Scrimmy text me or DM me, I think it was in the chat, was like, "Hey Kenny, I really like what was it? Super trends." So he's gonna do, a mix of super trends, what I think the Viper Algo baseline, or what is it, a trend line, right? It's like it's just things that you can put together, try different strategies. That way you guys can find, what I've always preached, right? Is to look for your strategy. When you're beginning a trader, you don't want to just go in and jump in these things, right? You want to find your strategy, and I'm always going to preach that. It took me almost 2 to 3 years to find mine, right? Like it takes time. This is why I tell you guys, this is not a get rich overnight program. All that full porting shit doesn't impress me. It's when you guys write it, I write these memes and these jokes, but honestly, guys, it's not a funny thing, man. Like when you guys understand that it's not about the amount of your port, right? And this is what I said, I think, in one of the very beginning classes. You can have $100 in your account. You can have $100,000 in your account. If you take trading as a joke and you're like, this is just fun money, haha, this is my side port, it's only $100. When you trade like that, it's you training your mind to take it as a joke. Fuck it. If I lose it, I lose it. So what happens when you start playing with your 100K port? You take it as a joke, and you're gonna lose that 100K like this. This is why it's more of a mentality thing. It's not about full porting. I've done it. Everybody's done it, right? Like we've all done it. Some have came out good, some not. But it's about the mentality of trying to break that habit. That full porting habit, man, I haven't seen one successful trader to this day last a full year full porting calls. They all one point or another hit. Oh shit, they full ported the last one. Damn, it took them out. They're not trading for the rest of the year. Or you don't see them quietly bow out for months. Oh shit, whatever happened to this guy? Oh, I don't know, man. Comes back months later. Oh yeah, I full ported my lost my port. It's again, it's gambling, right? If you do this calculated, this is why I like Astro a lot too. Astro is a really good trader, man. I brought him in here from the beginning because I've seen him trade, and I really like his trades. And when I got to meet him and really see how he's doing things, the guy is very calculated, and that's the way you got to be, right? He understands the process. He's been doing this for years. I think he said he traded forex for about 5 years. People with experience, they're gonna show you that it takes time to do this. It's not again overnight trick where you're just gonna full port your next play, you're gonna get rich and you're done. No, just by you full porting that one play, the addiction, the adrenaline is gonna make you want to come back over and over, and you can get lucky, but so many times until your luck runs out. So I just wanted to hit that because I see a lot of times, we're in the chats, and again, fun and games, right? Like I'm all for the fun and games, but when it comes to full porting, guys, is I telling you from experience, I haven't seen nobody successfully build a port, you know, consistently, right? Again, they've done it for maybe a few months, 1 or 2 months, whatever, but then eventually it catches up to them and they tank it bad. So keep that in mind for you guys that like to full port these trades, man. All right, let's do what our thing. Let's do our thing with the algo. Hold on, let me. Damn, everything you see. Look, dump. It was a pump, dump, and pump again. Jesus, BTC, what is going on with you today? Yeah, I'm staying out of trading today, guys. I think after those two plays, I think I'm just gonna stay away. I don't think I want to play with this market the way it's kind of moving right now. Hold on. All right, let me get this screen full and bam, and bam. All right. All right, let's begin. All right, so again, guys, Viper algo, super, super dope algo. I like it a lot because, and again, we're throwing you guys all these indicators because eventually we're gonna come up with our own. Our goal is to have our own good vibes algo or indicator, but we're trying all of these guys, one to keep you guys busy, right? So you guys can learn to play with algos. That way, when we do have ours, you're gonna know exactly how to use it. Viper, I'm gonna probably not gonna lie, gonna probably copy a few ideas off of this, and that's always been my strategy in trading, right? Like not necessarily copy other people's strategies, but take what I like, take what I don't like, and make it into my own system. That's what my whole trading is. It's been years of just again, dissecting different traders, picking their brains, coming up with my own ideas, and making it into my own system. But again, I like Viper Algo, guys. I'm not telling you guys it, to bullshit you. Like I really do like it. I'm gonna show you why. It's a very dope algo. It's a very dope algo. Has a lot of cool features. What I love about it too is this: that it's simple, right? You go to inputs, you could turn on and off whatever you want, and that's what I want in our Good Vibes algo, is to have something like this where we have, way more than this. Don't mind you. We're gonna have like about maybe 10 or 15, but simple where you can just turn on the ones you want, turn off the ones that you don't like. And again, we're gonna have all the brightest minds that are in here that are in good vibes together working on this, so we can kind of have a nice little mesh of different strategies that we all use. And then again, you can turn on and off what you like. So I'm really really looking forward for that algo to come out. But the first thing, and let me put this one out first, trend line. All right, so the first thing that I like about the Viper algo is this, right? If you click on there or if you click on the name, it kind of gives you trend candles, right? Where, your red is downtrend, right? Your green is uptrend, red downtrend, green uptrend, right? Um, I like it. The only thing is, I think when we were testing it out that day, and let me see. Oh, okay. Another thing that we found out too that day was that it works really, really nice on a 15-minute, and it works really nice on a trend break, right? So right here we have our trend, and watch, I'm gonna set up a few trend breaks to see if they kind of match. There's your higher lows, breaks, grab a short, retest, performs. Okay, bam, we have lower highs right here, right? Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, breaks, grab a short, perform beautifully, and I think right here. All right, this is why I tell you guys, right? Practice catching these trends, man. As quick as I can see them back here, that shit helps me so much when I'm here, right? When I'm actually here in the front drawing these things out. This is why we practice with the back. When you practice in the back, again, like, right? We can all be like, oh yeah, I would have got it here, but this is where it counts. When you do all of this back here, it trains your eyes to be able to catch these things, right? So right here we have three trend breaks, all shorts. We hit our candles. Now, again, one thing we noticed was that, like this one right here, right? Where, I don't want to follow it necessarily just for the trend, right? Because there's, if you kind of back test it, well, let's say from here, look, started here, or even at the bottom of this one. Okay, this one performed. This one started along here, performed. This one started a short here, really performed. I mean, so again, even for the candles itself, it's pretty accurate, right? Like we already have like one, two, three, four, 4 for 4. Even this one is a 5 for 5. But these are the ones that I don't like. I don't like these little small, almost like I think it's called repainting. It kind of throws me off, which is why last time we were back testing it, we saw that there we go. We saw that again, it was working really well with a trend break, right? And we were back testing them, and we were catching that every time we did a trend line on the 15-minute, it would literally change almost like this, where right when it broke the trend, it switched red. And we were looking back at those, and those were like almost a 5 for 5, man. So those, if you can really catch the trend break, and I want to say again, even today, it's we were getting these. It was like nothing but these. Now I'm seeing that these are just a little delayed, right? Even if you caught this little trend break right here and you caught a short anywhere here, it eventually turned red and performed. This one was just already red, so I don't really like this one that much. However, again, it gave you that small little bit of green, but overall it was all red, right? So that kind of did help as well. Um, so that's one thing I like about it, right? And again, to activate it, you just gotta, touch up there and it'll give you that. And then, anything that we show you guys, right? Like this is why we do these classes. You want to back test them on all time frames, it depends what kind of trader you are, right? If you're swing trader or scalper, you're gonna look at different time frames. So definitely check out your different time frames to see which ones work best. Again, that day we went over the 15 and we saw that it was pretty successful, especially with a nice trend line. That's how you back test these things. And even when you're back testing these things, try not to use your hard-earned work money, right? Like when you're back testing these things, I strongly recommend paper trading. A lot of people don't like it. I don't know why. I get it. It doesn't feel like real money, blah blah blah. But I'd rather waste paper trading money on things that I'm testing than to use my own hard-earned work money, right? And then again, once you have a strategy, right? Once you test this for a whole week or 2 weeks and you're getting better and better, on your calls, on your paper trading, then you could start putting your money. Or even if again you want to use your money, use $1, use $2, use $5. It's about the percentage right now. You just want to see what you would get if you were right, right? And then if you see something that hits like this, where it's almost 4 for 4, almost like 6 for 10 kind of thing, 7 for 10, then you have a strategy going, right? You have a positive strategy going. Um, so yeah, so that's the first part right there, right? It's that. Now, and again, I turned everything off. Usually when you use this, it comes with all of it on, but I wanted to, start from the very beginning and show you guys each and everything that it has. So that's the first thing, right? The trend dashboard is this. Up here, it's your time frames showing you, the different momentums, right? You have green all the way from 1 minute to 30 minute, but then it's showing us that the bigger time frames are still bearish. So instead of having to switch from chart to chart, you can just look there, real quick, and it'll kind of give you a glimpse of what your market is doing. All right. Any questions so far? No, no, no. All right, hold on 1 second. Okay. Um, hold on 1 second. Let me just do something. All right. So that's the first part, right? Now we'll go to this one. This is another one too. I think is this right here. This I don't really use. I think Twisted Churro kind of gave a good description on it. I don't like it. I don't understand it. I think it's showing where longs are kind of targeted at right now. 19.8, right? So they're saying about up here. Let's see if it's showing good resistance, I think with that. 19.852. 19.852 is about right here. So that's pretty good resistance. Bam. Then it's showing that the bottom 17.881, 17.881. About up here. I don't know where it got that from. Yeah, I don't know where I got that from. Yeah, so again, that's one of the things that I don't know. I don't really use on this. It did grab a good resistance here because it was almost the same rejection. But yeah, I don't know. That's one that I really don't use, guys. So you can, I don't know, maybe test it and let me know what it is. But honestly, don't like it. All right, next thing is the trend cloud. The trend cloud. Now this one works almost as a EMA, SMA kind of thing. Guys, do me a favor. If you're not gonna ask questions, can you guys mute yourselves, please? Jack, RJ, if you're not gonna speak, can you please mute yourself? Um, all right. So again, guys, this one kind of works as a EMA, right? EMA lines where these guys look for certain crossings, right? It crosses over the EMAs, and I think if the candles kind of stay under that, middle line, it's supposed to be bearish when it breaks, like it does right here. It's a nice little bullish momentum. If anything, I think when we were backtesting this that day, we were seeing that it kind of works, I think, a little better with the shorts, right? Like right here was a beautiful short where it changed right here. worked out beautifully. The long, and again, this is how you back test these things, right? Any indicator, you just go back and see where it paints it, see if it's good entries, right here was your long performed. That's 2 for 2. This one, and this is what I don't like about these ones. When I start to see too many indecisiveness, too many change, I kind of tend to turn them off. Like I'm not really big on too many changes like that. I do look at the bigger picture though as well, like these big drops, and it kind of does grab these big drops pretty well. Right here you have your short perform beautifully, even a nice rebound on it. Right here was your uptrend telling you to get on, and it was following trend too. Um, Even this one, right? I like the fact that it caught it before it even broke our trend line. It caught a short right here that performed beautifully, and then it told you to kind of get out right here. So it's even kind of almost showing good exits, and I like that. I like ones that show actually good exits. Damn, I didn't even think about it before. We were almost looking at it mostly for entries, but we didn't notice that this thing is actually painting pretty good exits. This is your entry on this exit about right here. That's still profitable. Let's see. This one right here, entry right here, boom, comes down, tells you to exit about right here, profitable. And again, it's you see a lot, right? So how do you figure out which ones to go on? And that's the whole thing with algos and indicators, right? That it's not perfect. They're not 100%. They're not always going to give you the right answer. This is why it's better to put in the work yourself, kind of thing. Um, because look, even I think right here it's a downtrend, and I guess it was kind of profitable. Let me see if we caught it right here. Yeah, about 10-20%, which is better than nothing, right? Then this one was right here, profitable. This one was down here, entry. The exit was almost at break even, but it still gave you something right here, about 15-20%. So yeah, I mean it looks good. This one looks pretty good. We didn't see it last time with the exits, but it's actually I'm liking the exits on this as well. Entry on that short. Boom, exit right there. Beautiful. Let's see. See, but then it's just these little repaintings that I really don't like, right? Because if you got in here, then you telling you to exit here, you're taking a loss. Kind of even here too, right? Where if you're kind of getting in on a long, I mean on a short, it doesn't move until yeah, you take a loss on that as well. So that's just the ones you got to be careful for. I definitely look for like good trend breaks, right? We are here, we have lower highs, broke trend, you know, and then you have your retest, which was around here. So any one of these little long indications was pretty good. That kind of led to this. And again, this is just a 15-minute, right? Like, this is why we really want to always look 5 minutes. I'm not really big on indicators on the 5 minute. I see that they kind of do. And again, everyone is different, right? Like every indicator is different. Some will give you really good signals on 5 minutes. Some will give you really good hour signals. So this is why you gotta really, really back test these things, guys. And it takes time. This is why we say trading takes time, because this is doing this. This can last hours and days of just back testing different time frames, seeing which one of those different indicators that it has that meshes with what you do or what you trade. This is why it's really not a get rich overnight thing, man. When you gotta put in all these hours and all these times, to figure these things out. Um, but this is what I do, guys. This is what I like to do. I like to get just indicators and back test them and do things like this to see which ones grab me nice entries. Also, I want to see my stochastic, because stochastic is one of my favorites for entries. So if they kind of mesh together, that'll be one combination right there, right? Let me see. This one also has support, and any indicator you guys use, I still always recommend always having your support and your resistance lines, no matter what, where you see it. Let me see. Okay, so right here we have, you see, this is the two indicators contradicting themselves, right? So for those of you guys that's taking my class, I preached that at the beginning, right? I preached that I am a man of probability, meaning that I have usually up to 8 to 10 indicators running at a time because that's how much my subscription allows me to hold. Now, I do not favor any indicators. I love the shit out of stochastic RSI, one of my favorite indicators. However, if I have 8 to 10 indicators running at a time, I look for confirmations on each and every one of them. And if I have 10 running at a time, I need to see at least about 7, 6, 7, 8 for me to get on a long, right? This is one point where, hey, this is one indication, right? This is a check mark because it's strong, a nice strong bounce off of support. I always count as a check. Crossing, right, as a check. Um, However, in this case, on this long, before it went up to there, it was in the red, right? Wait, hold on. Where was it that I was looking at it? Yeah, you see around right here. It's we're crossing for a downtrend on your stochastic, but this is kind of crossing the lines to go up on an uptrend. So this is where it kind of contradicts itself. And this is where it's good to have that many indicators where it's like, all right, well, this one is an X, this one's an X, but we still kind of have a 2 for 3 going, right? If these are your only three things that you're working with, then it's, you have a crossing going down, that's an X, but this is green, crossing right here for an uptrend, so that's one. You have a bounce close to it next to your support, that's two, so that's 2 for 3, right? And then if you continue adding different things, right? Super trends, that would have been a 2 for 2. Hold on. Bam, about right here. So look, you even had a crossing on your super trends that led to that. That's what, 3 for 4. You see what I'm saying? There's always gonna be one indicator that's just gonna, and this is why I do not like to just rely on just one indicator because I've traded with this one for years and I used to just rely on this. And again, it was just wishy-washy. Sometimes it gives me great indications of a uptrend or downtrend. Sometimes it didn't. Sometimes it would contradict with the MACD, and I'm like, shit. All right, which one do I follow? Which is why I kept just adding more and more. And again, you won't see me with all of them on, right? Because I tell you guys, too many indicators on your screen can derail you and throw you off. However, I turn them off and on. I always have my Bollinger Bands here, and I don't have it on. But if I need confirmation, boom, I turn it on real fast. Turn the other ones off to see what we're doing. Where was it? It was around right here. So even here, look, this is your five, what was it? 4 for 5 now because we are in an uptrend on your on your Bollinger Bands, which is when your candles are in between your top and your middle Bollinger Band, right? So there's your super trend was up, your Bollinger Bands. The only one that was showing downtrend was kind of this one, right? So again, still 4 for 5 on everything else. Still great indication of an uptrend that just performed beautifully. All right, so all right, let's get back to the Viper. So yeah, this was pretty good. I like it. It's just a matter of trying to find how well it works, if it works well with. And look, I'm even seeing right now, right? So we have a strong support. One of my favorite things to do is to get a nice strong support bounce with a crossing from our stochastic, right? Like right here, we have a crossing. Boom. On this entry that performed. Right here, we're gonna have another bounce crossing right before it. Performed, right? Right here, another crossing, right? I'm also seeing on this algo that every time it comes down to support, it's a little delayed, right? It's a little delayed because look at where your stochastic gives you the entry. This one gives you the entry a little bit here, but performed, right? Right here, it came down again next to your strong support. Crosses will give you the green light, right? Green light go. Boom, performed. Came right here, gave you it. It was a little struggle, but ended up performing. And even right here, and almost right there, right? Even right here, turn green, close to your strong support, perform. So, that's how you find like just different strategies, right? Like, all right, well, that's one thing I can back test for a whole week is a strong support with these crossings and a crossing on the MACD. Boom, there's my homework for the whole week. And I'll see how it performs. If it performs great, then I'll add it to the strategy, right? If it doesn't, then throw it in the garbage, back test something else. Damn, look at BTC dropping again. Fucking A, man. What is wrong with this thing? Look at this. This is so nasty. Runs up, rejects, runs up, pump and dump. This is your pump dump situation. It's crazy. All right. All right, so that's the cloud, right? Trend cloud. All right, this is another thing I like. Let me erase my lines so you guys can see if it shows it pretty good. But this is one of the things that I really do like about this algo is that it does trend lines, right? And again, if for those of you guys that's been in our classes before, you'll see that I like to really simplify things, right? I don't like to make things harder than they have to be. What I mean by that is, look, the minute I turn trend line, is gonna grab, the highs, it's gonna grab the lows, and try to make a trend for you, right? Simple, just one, two lines. Reason I say that is because, when you have indicators like this trend line, it just defeats the purpose of having these things, because look how crazy it's gonna get in 2 seconds whenever it decides to load up. Bam. Right, let me turn off the Viper. But this, I say this to my guys all the time. This is too much noise, man. I can't trade with all these lines. And mind you, they're pretty accurate, right? They're really, really pretty accurate. Let me see if I can point a few out. Your green ones are your downtrend, right? So it grabs the lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. There's your trend. Broke, successful, right? Because it was profitable. Even right here, lower highs, breaks, successful. Right here, same thing, right? Lower highs, breaks, pretty successful. So it's pretty accurate. However, it's too much, man. I this shit like burns my eyes when I see this, because it just throws it off. This is why, you know, making things easier for you guys, like this is why I try to specialize in, is making these things a lot easier, man. Now, mind you, again, this is throwing these crazy trends because of this, nasty wick. But I'm sure if we look at different time frames, we'll probably see. No, it's probably all gonna have it because of that wick. 30-minute, 1 hour, bam. See, usually it shows it like this, where it's wedging beautifully. It's catching the tops, right? It's quick on the eyes. I like it because it's catching points. There's your support, there's your resistance. It's red, so we should be shorting when it's close to resistance, right? Green for going longs. It kind of gives you that indication, that, or a reminder that, hey, if we're down here, we probably want to get a better bounce, for long, than trying to buy it up here, right? So I like it. I really do like the way it sets up. This is one of those things that I might want to kind of copy their style for the good vibes algo, because I love the fact that it's just one simple trend line. And again, if you don't like the way it does it for you, go take it off. But I like it. I'm not really big on robots doing these things for me. However, this one is proven itself to kind of be pretty accurate. Here it kind of misses the tops on it, but you can see it's still grabbing nice support. Different time frames, different what is it, the 1 day? Yeah. See? Grabs it pretty accurate. Just again, you just gotta play with the different time frames. And that's one way for you guys to learn how to do your trends, right? I always preach that I want you guys to trend, and learn how to do these things yourself. But this is one way that it kind of does help out to draw these things out. So something I would definitely play with if you're not too familiar how to grab trend lines. This will draw it out. Another tool that it has that also helps you guys out is this. Where is it? All right, so I'm gonna take that. The automatic support and resistance. Now, I want to say I like it and I don't like it, right? And I'll show you guys why. I like it because I can teach you guys how to draw zones with this, right? Where here's your support. It's showing us right there with this big old line that it's kind of right there and exactly there. If I also draw a nice support line, that's kind of almost exactly where I would want to put it. So I like it, right? Me and the robot, we're catching good supports, right? Like it's catching a really nice support that I would normally catch. And your zone, it's right under it, right? Which is from right here to that bottom wick. So it's almost showing you how to draw these zones. Wait, here, let me fix this, extend to the right. Now here, zone will be green, right? So, the top line is where your top of your zone should be. The bottom is where, your bottom of your zone should be. And that's what I was showing the guys in the last class, right? We were going over it. I don't like it because it moves on different time frames. I never like any indicators that tries to do my support and resistance, because I feel like a lot of them, and again, a lot of them tend to move on different time frame, right? I do not like that, because when I draw my TA, even again, I'm a day trader scalper, right? But I still do trend lines and support lines and resistance lines on bigger time frames like the daily and the weekly. The reason for that is because higher time frames tends to show stronger trend. So whenever I draw them on there, I'm on the 5 minute, I'm on the 15, I'm on the 1 minute. I see a hit against it, perfect rejection almost. That shows you how strong those resistance lines are. When you use indicators that draw them for you, they change. You know, if I change this to a 4 hour, it'll probably be down here. You know, that support will be up here, and that I do not like. However, what I like about this algo is that it's pretty easy on the eyes to help you guys identify zones. So here's your resistance, right? Oops. Uh, Oops, there it goes. Here's your resistance, and here's the top of that resistance. There's your zone, right? There's the bottom of it, there's the top. That is your zone, believe it or not. That is your supply zone. I'll do that one in red, right? So again, you can kind of use this indicator to do that. I wouldn't rely on just doing the support and resistance itself, but I've noticed that it does really help to draw these zones because if it wasn't here, this is pretty much where I would draw my zone, almost exactly where it's at. And same thing with this one, right? Like strong support zone all the way to the bottom of that wick. Like this is how you do zones. So you can always use it for that. You know, you can always use it if just like we can practice with the trend line, how to draw trends. You can always use this to kind of practice how to draw your support and resistance slash supply and demand zones. Yeah, let me see if it kind of works on it. So already I'm showing you kind of on the daily that it works. Here, right? And again, in case this is where the other one is right here to the bottom of that wig, and then same thing. This one would for me be like this, bottom there, but the top of that, right? So it's pretty on point, man. Pretty on point with the zones. And look, see why I do these demand zones? Because demand zones are your like last stop shop, man. Like if it's something is coming down, when it breaks demand zones, this is what you normally see. Like shit, I want to say 9 out of 10 times. You'll see a nasty drop if it breaks a demand zone. So even yesterday, I think even on the long I threw again, shitty entry, right? My bad. Happens. But we were able to spot a strong demand zone on it that held and pushed it through today. That's what identifying these zones can do for you guys. It gets you guys out of jams. When you're actually patient, right, for these trades. Again, every time I get a good trade off of a nice demand zone, guys, we print, man. We fucking print 200-300%. Even on low leverage, 20x. When I catch these cowboy fucking trades like I've been doing lately, on the top here, anticipating a breakout, but it's not breaking out, and then we got to deal with all this, and then average down kind of thing. Then it's one of those trades. But I'm telling you guys, 9 out of 10 times when you see me catching a really good entry on a strong demand zone like this, it hits, man. It hits really well. So this is why I want you guys to really practice on your demand zones, your supply zones, your resistance, your trend lines first and anything. And then, you can always add the indicators. But when you have indicators like this, that again, it doesn't do the job for you, it helps guide you. It makes a difference. All right. Any questions so far on any of those? If not, we'll keep going. Going. Hold on. I think I have a question in the chat now. All right. Bam. Okay, so that is the automatic support and resistance, right? And then here's your reversal bands. Now, I think the reversal bands are supposed to go with your trend cloud because it's supposed to be like Bollinger Bands, right? Let me see if I still have it here. Right? It's supposed to be like Bollinger Bands, but here, let me take off this cloud. It's just again, and I think with all of that shit on, it's just too much noise. You guys know I don't like too much noise on my chart. Kind of, try to simplify as much as I can. But this is the reversal band, right? So reversal band is pretty much your Bollinger Bands in a nutshell, and this is how you can tell because this is your top Bollinger Band. If I turn on my Bollinger Bands, as you can see, it's missing the middle, but that's that cloud line that I just said. I swear it's it. And your bottom Bollinger Band is this right here. So that's you know your Bollinger Bands. And the same applies, right? Like let me turn it back on so you can see the middle line. But again, whenever your candles are in between your middle and your bottom Bollinger Band, that's your downtrend, right? When it breaks and it kind of hangs on top, there's your uptrend. So, you know, It's just a fancier looking Bollinger Band without the middle. And again, unless you click on the cloud to be the middle, then there's your pretty much Bollinger Band, more futuristic kind of look. So yeah, and again, it shows you volatility, right? For those of you who don't know what Bollinger Bands is, I can give you a quick description. Let me see if I get a good example. Like right here, right? So whenever your Bollinger Bands are squeezing like this, you'll have all three lines kind of really close together. Your candles will be tight, knit like this. Expect a pop or a drop. Whenever you see a pop or a drop, you'll see the top Bollinger Band curl back. You'll see the bottom curl back as well. And you'll see something like this, like a mouth, right? Whenever that happens, you get big moves. In this case, see the mouth opening, open, open, boom, big pop, right? You either get a pop or a drop in these situations. Same thing here, closed up, closed. Right there, you see, this is where we got the drop when the mouth opened up. But you'll see a lot more volatile movements. This is why Bollinger Bands is one of my favorite indicators, because it's one of the very few indicators that show you volatility. Right here, same thing, right? See all three, or the lines just close. The cloud is like kind of tightening up. Small bitty candles, not big body candles. But then boom, the mouth curls back, get a big pop, right? And mind you, look at this candle. This candle went all the way up to here. So volatility, man. Whenever you see these candles, clouds open up like this, expect some volatility. And I'm pretty sure what happened today, this should be opening up. But this is the daily. Let's see on the hourly, because I know this thing has to be crazy volatile today after that move. Yeah, you see? Look at your hour chart, right? So the mouth was tightening up. Boom. After what happened right now, look how big and wide the mouth is. Even when we had this nasty drop, right? A few hours or a day yesterday, how the mouth opened up. Just volatility, big nasty candles. So it's good to watch that, right? Like again, like right now, I'm not trading because of this. I'm not gonna trade something this volatile. Like look how nasty it's moving. It's big drop, big pump, the drop, dude. I'm telling you, I've never seen a drop like what I saw with today. But that's now becoming a trend where every time FOMC the news comes out with that every once a month, and we have the calendar in the chats in case if you guys miss it. It's on the pin channels. But this is what we're seeing. It's almost like everybody's playing a game with it now, where everybody's betting it up, betting it down, really strong. But it's just creating more and more volatility. So kind of want to stay away from this shit, man. Honestly, guys, like from a real trader's perspective, you want to stay away from all this shit. I took a long, playing the opposite. We got lucky, and the only reason I played it long was because I saw Bitcoin pushing up. The minute I saw Bitcoin pushing up and I already had a trade on Bitcoin, the next best thing that I saw on my chart was Adam, and Adam played out, right? So we got lucky on it. I don't think I'm gonna do it again, just because of what I saw happen. Right, we could have easily taken a nasty loss on that, and it's not worth it. So I'm gonna kind of step away from those from now on, and just trade the rest of the week whenever I see, and I see it really, surging through the discourse the way it has in Twitter, then I'm kind of gonna stay away from it and not really take that risk, man. It's not really worth it. So that is, let me push this down. That is the cloud. And then the last but not least is, of course, every algo always comes with crypt with your buy sell signals. Right now, like I told you guys before, I do not like these things, man. I do not like these things. However, on this one, I saw that this one's not too bad. I will not invest my money into a robot telling me when to buy and sell. Mind you, and it shows you good what's it called? It shows you really good actually buys. It doesn't show you when to exit. So, it's still on you if you ever decide to follow this. Whenever I did back test anything with buy and sell signals, I shit you not, guys, 10 times I back tested it. 8 times it failed on me, which means that it's not something I want to rely on my hard-earned work money to put into. You understand? Which is why I'm not big on it. If anything, what I am big on these things is one, I like to turn them off, right? Or even if I have it on, um, let's say I'm playing the breakout on this, right? Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, breaks out, we play the long, and all of a sudden, we're long here. All of a sudden, this shit comes out, and this happens, then fuck, I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back, right? Because I'm gonna feel good that I did something, or something that might just play out. And obviously, in this case, it played out beautifully, right? You got in on the retest or the breakout on this lower highs right here on BTC. Next thing you know, you have a strong fucking buy signal come out, and then it rockets, right? So it's, if anything, use it for confirmation after you're in a trade, right? If you're in a trade, even let's say if you got in here and then this comes out, then kind of giving you an indication that maybe it's time to get out, especially if you're bag holding something like this. Um, the short as well, I think it works pretty strong, right? Even if you got in here, it performed. It did perform. So different time frames, right? That's the hour. I think anything under 15 minutes not worth it, to be honest. Right? Anything under 15 minute. The 5 minute, it's always like wishy-washy, buy here, sell here, and then you'll lose money. But again, this one seems to work pretty well. I'm not gonna lie. Look, and again, this is how you backtest them, right? Short here, performed. Strong here, buy. Took some time, but kind of did perform, right? Let me see. This is the entry on this right here, the top of this green. Eh, eh, you know. And again, right? It's none of these things are 100%, which is why I do not rely on these things. But to each his own on that, guys. Honestly, I don't. I really don't like these things. Here's a perfect example. Why, right? You're buying here, you held. All of a sudden, right here, it tells you to sell. You lost. I've seen this happen way more than this, which is why I don't. But again, that's for you guys to back test, right? If you guys ever want to back test this, give it a shot. Let me know. Right here, same thing. Buy. This is your entry. It really didn't. Maybe give you 5-10%, but if you didn't grab it, sell right here. You're already at a loss. So it's that. Look, even here again, buying up here. Eh, maybe give you 5-10% before it went to shit. So you see what I'm saying? I don't, man. I don't like these things. But if you guys like them, it's there. I think the normal one doesn't really work, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't ever remember seeing the normal ones, just really strong ones. Oh, that's how you turn on that. Yeah, down. Okay. This one was right here. Perform. This one. Perform. Perform. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. That's your Viper Algo in a nutshell. Again, I kind of pushed it a little faster. The last class was almost two, almost 2 hours, hour and a half. This one, we already saw a lot of key points that I wanted to show you guys, which kind of help on understanding how to use the Viper Algo. If you guys have any questions on it, please let me know. Now is the time. If not, you can always DM me. But that's pretty much it, guys. This is why I like this algo. I really think it's simple to use. Um, there's certain parts I like about it, right? I'll turn off those signals, but I always have the, what is it, the trend line I like on it. Every now and then I'll turn on the automatic support and resistance. I like the dashboard every now and then too. Oh no, not that one though, not that one. This one right here. And it's not the cloud that I like, it's a trend line. And then every now and then this one. So I kind of use it almost like this, where, obviously right now, like I said, that trend line looks horrible. And then I just, I see what the different trend lines are, the different trends on the different time frames, and I click on the candle to kind of show me what trend is it showing. All right, so that's it, guys. Any questions on anything I just went over? If not, again, it's volatile. I'm not really gonna look for trading today after this. I want to see what happens. I want to see if we still hold this level, which again, we've been holding, I think, a little too much, and it just keeps coming right down to it. Here, let me get a better picture for our. Let me take off that trend line. All right, so See, we're hitting this too many times. Even that nasty drop, like it came down to the zone and bounced right back up. So obviously there's strong buy here, right? There's really strong buys here. First time, right? Went up. Second time, almost the third time. Fourth time, fifth, and now sixth. It's there's so many times you can test the support before it kind of just shits the bed. And that's what I think everybody's aiming for, especially the people that are looking for that 12K, 13K. They're looking for that. They're looking for this to break to start heading back down to the 17s, 16, 15s. But like I said, obviously they're not making it that easy, right? Like we're getting nasty drops, but somehow or another, every time we come to these levels, we're pushing back up. So, that's something to really consider. Again, that's what made me hold BTC long last night was that this level is strong, and I'm seeing it, right? We're seeing really strong buys here, so we're at a tough spot, guys. We're really at a tough spot, even with the shit news that came out earlier. We're still holding, which is great. It's not tanking a 16 as of right now. It's still again not out of the water, right? We're still getting some pretty big red fucking candles right about now. So it's gonna be a tough one today. I really want to see where it ends up. Either we just and again we might just even go sideways, right? Like if we really look at all these little trend breaks and all that. But if you box us in, we're just going sideways. So about right there and right there. Yeah, we're just pretty much going sideways. So let's see what happens. Maybe if we get a nice breakout from the top, kind of give the alts and the market a nice little push up, and then maybe I look for some longs. And of course, if we break under this, then shorts is where we're gonna go, man. Like hardcore shorts. I'm gonna put like 10, 15% in a fucking trade for shorts if we break this level. Because last time we did that was 30K and it broke and it went to shit. So yeah, that's it, guys. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna go too crazy. I have a few things I gotta take care of today. I'm gonna set my alert for right here in case we do get a nice little break from under. And again, it's not even breaking the real support, which I'm looking at, which is this, but at least I can kind of almost catch it, right? To see what happens around this level. And the same for here. I don't have to stare at this all day, which I normally would. Set myself up for success, right? That's it. My alert is there. It's there. If it breaks above, I'll look at it. If it breaks from below, I'll also look at it, check my indicators, see how they look, if they're not too overbought or oversold. But, I set myself up. That's it. Now I can walk away. I don't have to stare at this the next few hours. Let this trade, or if I do decide to trade, come to me. All right. So I'm out of here, guys. Again, last second. If you guys have any questions on the algo, let me know. If not, I appreciate you.
Thank you, Kenny, for the great class.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you, bruh. Thank you, bruh.
Yeah, bro. You know it's like a mofo. Enjoy your day, bro.
All right, man. I'll talk to you guys later, guys. Peace.
Yeah.